Hi guys, my name is Megan Ewoldsen and I am so excited to share all of my video editing secrets with you today. I have been using video to build my business for the last 7 years, and I really feel like it just showcases our programs, showcases the exercises in our programs, especially at the time of a launch when you have a well put together and visually appealing video. It leaves people just wanting more. They want to know more about that amazing program you're doing, and it leaves them wanting to ask you more questions. So I'm really excited to share today, and I have a lot to share, so we're just gonna dive right into this. First things first, there's a couple of things that you are going to need. Number one is the Splice app, and I have an iPhone. And Splice is found in the iTunes or the App Store. I'm pretty sure that if you have something other than an iPhone, like a Google phone, it's also in the Google Play Store. But for today, I'm going to be showing you how to splice together and edit a video via the Splice app on my iPhone. And that's Splice, Splice. The next thing you will probably need, and this is totally not necessary, but I use a tripod of some sorts. This is usually the one I use to film my videos with. It's got a ring light attached to it that I've already broken. But it just has different heights and levels, so I can move my iPhone at different heights and levels just to make things more visually appealing. You guys, listen, I propped my iPhone up on a water bottle for years before I bought a tripod, but this is not very expensive. I think it's less than $30 on Amazon. And bonus, it comes with a ring light attached to it so you can have good lighting, which is the next thing I want to talk about. If you are going to film videos and you want them to look really great and high quality, you've got to have great lighting. I work out and film my videos next to windows all the time. I think natural sunlight is such great light for it, and so that's what I would recommend. Okay, one more little tip, and this may be the fitness instructor in me talking, but film your exercise clips after you've done your actual workout. We want the best, most efficient, most effective workout we can get, and if we're messing with our video during our workout, then we're probably not gonna get it. So finish your workout, then go back and film your video clips for your splicing. And I promise in the long run, it is more efficient and quicker that way. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, and I know I am that person that has a bajillion red notifications on my home screen. I am sorry, I know that drives some people crazy, but it's just who I am. I'm gonna go to my photo and video editing apps, which I have categorized. Click on that. I'm gonna click on Splice, which is in the upper left corner, and that's what the app looks like when you're looking for it in the App Store. So click on that. I'm gonna start a new project. And so these are some video clips I took earlier after I finished my bar workout this morning. I went back and I videoed some of the exercises that I wanted to showcase in my Splice video later. And what I have also done is, after I was done filming each exercise, and just rewind really quick, I film each exercise in its own individual video clip because it's just easier to find that way. I'm not filming the entire workout or filming a whole bunch of exercises all in one video because it's hard to find when you start editing. So you want to make sure that you're individually filming each exercise that you want to put in your Splice video. And then I went back and I cut down those videos even further. So, if they were like 40 seconds long, I cut them down to 15 seconds, 6 seconds. I mean, much, much shorter, just to make things move along quicker. So what I'm gonna do for time's sake, I usually select all of my exercises to showcase them, and I spend, anywhere between 10 to 20 minutes editing an entire minute-long video. But for time's sake, I'm just gonna select a couple just to show you guys today. how to do this. So let's see, I'll pick this one. We'll do this one. Maybe this one. We'll do the samba and maybe cool down and my goober video at the end. Okay, I have my video selected. I'm gonna hit next. Now this screen is, you don't have to name your project if you don't want to, but what's really important is down here at the bottom, you'll see the aspect ratio. And you know, I like to put my videos in my Instagram stories, my Facebook stories, my IGTV, and the best format to do that in is the portrait view. So I'm gonna keep that selected, but you know, you can do square or landscape. Square would work good for the Instagram feed, but I'm gonna keep portrait selected. So I'm gonna hit create. And I have all of my clips here in my little timeline, okay? So I'm gonna start at the beginning. And the first thing I always do is I select my clip, my first clip. I go down here to my toolbar, I hit volume, and I mute it completely. So I drag the volume all the way to the left to make it totally silent. And I love Elise. I think she's so motivational, so amazing to listen to. But later on, I'm going to put music over this. So I don't want any other background noise. Now you can totally customize this because some people like keeping the sound in their videos so they can hear the trainer, so they can hear the kids that come in the room, you know, whatever it is. Just customize it, make it your own. And you can definitely add music with the video sound, but it gets a little noisy sometimes, so I like to mute it. The next thing I'll do is go to the right down here on the toolbar and hit speed. And I'm going to speed this up just a hair to 1.1. And what this does is, you know, it keeps things moving along quicker. As we know, like a lot of people don't have a very long attention span when it comes to viewing things on social media. So this is a way that just keeps my video more interesting. I'm moving just a little faster than I do in real life, yet I'm not the Tasmanian devil and I'm not a slow tortoise, okay? So I just like to speed it up a hair. And later on, I'll show you how to do slow-mo in smaller clips, but I like to go through and actually do this to each and every little video that I've imported here. So I'm gonna go through and do this really quickly. Just to keep it a little more interesting. Okay. Actually, this last clip, since I'm not moving much, I'm gonna speed it up even a little bit more. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the beginning. I'm gonna select the very first video clip. And this is me doing this little, you know, attitude move with the weights. I probably don't need it that long, right? So I'm gonna go right about here. And my clip is already selected. I'm gonna go down to my toolbar, go over to the right, and hit split. And that splits it into two sections where my little yellow divider is. Well, I don't need the first section, so I'm gonna delete it. And if you guys didn't see that, the delete button is all the way to the right on the bottom toolbar. And so now my clip starts here. And I still don't really need this clip to be that long, so I'm gonna split this again, and I'm actually gonna delete everything after it. So I'm selecting this clip that I want deleted, go down to the bottom, all the way to the right, hit delete. Okay, so now I have this smaller clip, and I think the smaller the clips, the better. You know, maybe I'm doing 3 reps here of this walking attitude exercise. And I'm going to select it. And, you know, it looks pretty good so far, but the way I like to make these clips more interesting is adding what they call a Ken Burns effect to it. And it will zoom in and zoom out, really pan around the picture to make it more visually appealing. So the way I do that is I go down to animate down here on my toolbar. I'm going to select it. I'm going to turn on this zoom out, zoom in effect, which is called Ken Burns. So I'm going to click this middle button, and now it's all set up to, move my picture around even more than it does. My starting frame is over here to the left, and my end frame is over here to the right. And you saw it moved it to the end of the clip. I'm going to go back to my start frame, and I'm going to maybe zoom in a little bit, okay? And then if you drag, if you drag this, you can see it's moving, but I want my end frame to be somewhere else. So I'm going to go back to animate, hit this end frame, and I'm going to zoom out to make sure I'm still in the frame. And you can kind of see when you drag it where everything's going to end up. I'm actually going to go back to my start frame, zoom out just a hair more, maybe move it over. So this is what it looks like so far. And it's slightly, do you see how it's slightly moving just a little bit more, slowly zooming into the picture? Okay, so now it brings us to the next clip where I'm doing these little arabesque things on the bar. Do you see how from this clip to this clip, it just kind of changes? It's like, bam, there's the next video. Well, I want to make like a really smooth transition, make this look much nicer than it does. So I'm going to just click anywhere on the picture, on the video, to bring me back to just the home screen. And when I did that, this little box in between my two video clips showed up. Now I've selected this little box, and this little box is our transition box. And when I click on it, a new toolbar pops up at the bottom. So I'm going to hit the type of transition I want, go all the way over to the right. My favorite three to use are color fade, zoom in, and zoom out. So let's see. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to click a zoom in. Okay, so did you see that? We have now put a zoom in transition on my next clip. Now, I don't need this clip to be this long. It's a pretty long clip. So I'm going to stop about there, go down to my toolbar, hit split, delete everything in front of it. I'm going to add that Ken Burns effect on this one. So I have selected this clip. I'm going to hit animate, Ken Burns. Let's see, let's zoom all the way in. And you guys don't be afraid to really play with the Ken Burns. Really zoom in, get up close and personal, or zoom out, pan around, left to right, up and down, all the things. So this is my starting frame, and I want to end it. Let's see. Let's end it zoomed out so I can get this leg extension in there. Maybe center it a little bit. Okay, so this is what we have so far. Attitudes, transition into these arabesque. Okay, so we'll stop there. And I would probably go back and play with that a little more and get it to how I like for it to look. But we're going to stop there for time's sake. Add a little transition. We'll do a color fade. Now here I am doing these little hoppy arabesque thingies. The clip is a little long, so maybe I'll start it here. Select the clip, hit split. I'm going to delete everything before this. So this is what we have, and I'm just dragging my finger very slowly to see what we have. Okay, that's good enough. But what I want to do here, I want to add a slow-mo right where I'm about to go up into this leap. So I'm going to select this clip, hit split, and I'm going to drag it to right about where I want the slow-mo to end, okay? I want it to end on my way down from this leap. So I'm going to select the clip that my little yellow guide is on, hit split, and now you see I have this tiny little video clip in between. That's what I want to slow down. So I'm going to go back down to this toolbar, go all the way over to the left, hit speed, slow it all the way down to, 0.4. And so now we have a little slow-mo thrown in there. Okay, so on to the next clip. I'm gonna hit the transition, add, let's do a color fade. And here's this fun little samba move that she throws in there. It's probably one of my favorites. I am going to select it, do a Ken Burns effect, animate, starting frame. Let's zoom all the way in on my feet and pan this all the way up to right about there. Let's see what that looks like. Perfect. Okay, now we're getting into the cool down, but I'm going to add a transition in between the samba move and the cool down. We'll do a zoom in and add my animation. Let's do Ken Burns. Let's zoom all the way in here. And then zoom all the way out for my end frame. And this will add a nice little, actually, you know what? This clip might be a little too long, but let's see. So we're zooming all the way in, and then it slowly moves all the way out. Great. Okay, so we'll just keep that. Add a transition. Now what I've done, you guys are gonna laugh at this, but this is what I do. You have to turn yourself into a little bit of an actress, right? So I have created this goober ending of a video, and I mean, I look like a total goober right now. Not gonna lie, but I'm gonna make this look cool, I promise. So what I like to do is film, you know, just to end the video to make it more interesting, maybe me walking, fixing my hair, like here is me showcasing Energize, you know, taking a swig of that. I'm gonna shut it, I'm gonna peace out, see you later. And I'm gonna splice all this up to make it look a little bit better than it does now. So let's start at about where I start walking. I'm gonna select that, hit splice, delete before, or split, hit delete before, everything before that. Walkie, 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 hey. Okay, so I'm gonna select the clip, hit split, and we'll split right about here. Now I'm gonna split this because I'm gonna add a Ken Burns effect here. I'm gonna really zoom in on me drinking that Energize because I have a feeling if somebody sees me drinking that bright yellow go-go juice, they're probably gonna ask me what it is. So I really wanna showcase it right here. So I'm gonna hit animate, enable Ken Burns. I'm gonna start, I don't know, there. And then I'm gonna keep it zoomed in and end the frame. I mean, right out of a commercial, you guys, right? So this is what that looks like. From my cool down clip, walking in, panning up, taking a swig. I might even slow that down a little bit. Cool. I'm actually going to edit the starting frame a little bit higher so you can see the Energize a little better. There we go. All right, so going back down here, I'm gonna split it right about there, delete everything before my yellow line, peace out, and I'll end my video right about there. So I want that little peace out section, so I'm gonna delete everything after it. We'll add a transition from the Energized swig to the peace out, and done. Okay, so I have kind of spliced everything together, showcased all the moves that I want to showcase for bar blend. Now what I want to do is add some music to this because I muted all those clips, and you know, I think adding music just makes it more exciting, adds more energy to it. People get really pumped up when they watch it. So I'm gonna click on, right below the video clips is a music timeline. I'm gonna click on that. There's no music there right now, but I'm gonna make sure my yellow marker is at the very beginning of my video. And that's important because, you know, if it's right here and you go to add music, it's going to add music in the middle of your video, and it's kind of a pain to move it. So make sure you're all the way at the beginning. I'm going to go down here to the main toolbar and click music. Now, the really cool thing about Splice is it comes preloaded with all kinds of music that you can use in your videos. And guess what? They don't even get flagged on Facebook or Instagram, which is really nice because you don't have to deal, you know, with the copyright thing. Some of my favorite categories they have are summer. I like pop and dance. Chill is really great for a couple of bar workouts, you know, yoga retreat workouts. Of course, I like Latin, but what I'm going to go into is energetic here because they have some really great, you know, pump you up kind of beats, if you will. So I'm going to click on, let's see, which one are we going to pick? I don't remember what these sound like. Let's listen to this. We're going to hit add. Now, this is what we have, and this is what it looks like to music. We're going to preview this. So I'm happy with that. I would probably go back and, like I said earlier, I'd play with it, you know, do more slow-mos so it fits the music better, just so it looks like a special effect, maybe speed up things somewhere. But you really do have to kind of play with this, and you do get better and better. But what I'm going to do is trim the music. You can see the music is already selected. So I'm going to go down here and hit split at the end of my video, and I'm going to select this music note to the right because I want to delete all that. I don't want just a black screen with a bunch of music playing. So I'm going to go down here to the toolbar, delete it. I'm going to go over here to the music note that's remaining, and I always like to add a fade in, fade out for the music. I think it just sounds nice. So I'm going to click volume, and over here to the right is the fade in. Select that, and the fade out is to the right of that one. And so now, if you can hear it, I'm not sure if you can hear it. It fades out. So that looks pretty good. I am going to export this, and I'm going to do that by going up to this arrow coming out of this like little half box in the upper right-hand corner of my screen. Click that. It's going to export at 1080 ppi, which is pixels per inch, I believe. And that's pretty high res. That's a high resolution video, which I do want. You can do lower res to save some space, but I like high res. So I'm going to click save, and it's going to export this video. Okay, so we're done. This is actually in my albums. So we're going to go to my photo albums. I'm going to click on it and preview it. Okay, so I think we're ready to upload this to Instagram. That's it. I hope this helped you guys, and I hope that now you can take this, download the Splice app, and make really awesome, visually appealing videos for your challenge groups and to invite to your challenge groups. And remember, it takes some time and it takes some practice, but you will be a video editing pro in no time. Bye, you guys.